In music, how's Spotify doing, Cornelia?
So Spotify, a lot of people, if you're not familiar, Spotify is a music streaming service. You have Spotify, Tidal, Apple Music, Pandora. Spotify is the biggest in regards to subscribers, but they are not making as much money as they would like or that you would assume. So keep in mind, it was recently valued at $13 billion, but they have to pay out different things because they are streaming music from different artists and different companies that back the music. So they paid $2 billion to Universal Music Group and Merlin over 2 years. This is in the next 2 years they're set to pay this out. But the problem is, they're not getting as many paid subscribers as they want. So Spotify has a free option where you can listen to music for free with ads. If you're on your mobile device, it shuffles the songs. If you're on your laptop or iPad, you can listen to complete albums, but it does cut in with ads. Now, if you do get the paid subscription, unlimited music, no ads, you can listen to as much as you want on your phone, on your laptop, iPad, doesn't matter, but a lot of people aren't going with that.
Yeah,
they don't want to pay that money, and a lot of people aren't. As where with Apple Music, you have to listen at all. You have to pay to listen, and on Tidal, you have to pay to listen. So it's a little competition out there, and Spotify they're coming in last.
Well, and here's the thing: when you don't offer incentives for what it is that you're paying for, then people go, well, I can get that free somewhere else. So Apple Music, Tidal, can you talk about, Cornelia, some of the incentives that come along with being subscribers, paid subscribers?
So let's take Tidal, for example. When Lemonade came out, and with Beyonce's album before that, Beyonce, Tidal got it first. So if you wanted to, as soon as it dropped, if you wanted to get the album, especially Lemonade, we watched the HBO special, excited, they immediately uploaded to Tidal, and that's the only way you could listen to it.
I remember that exact moment where I go, okay, is me wanting to see Lemonade enough, is that passion burning inside of me enough to actually become a paid member of Tidal? The answer for me at the time was no, but there were a ton of people.
There were a ton of people.
Were like, heck yeah.
And it was the first week free, so they did do, like, you get 1 week free, and you can listen to Lemonade. The same with Tidal. They also have special concerts where you only get access to buying tickets or getting tickets if you are a member of Tidal.
Smart.
A lot of artists do short films, original music videos, original content that flows through Tidal first, so you get a lot of the first with that. Same with Apple Music. I know at some point when Drake released his album with Future, they did a special stream, a special live stream where you can listen to the album only if you were on Apple Music. So a lot of these platforms are doing this, except Spotify.
Right. But can I add that the reason why Spotify is the biggest is probably because of that. Because
it's free.
It is accessible to everyone by everyone, and so they're going to jump on. It's free. My question is, they were going to make this a public offering. They were going to put it out on the New York Stock Exchange at the end of this year or early next. But if they can't continue to bring in revenue, what will that do to the future? Will they eventually have to start charging? Will they eventually have to change the way they're doing it? And if so, if you're a member of Spotify, at what price would you say, not worth it anymore, there's all these other options, maybe I prefer Apple or I prefer these other ones more?
What they're going to have to do, I think, I'm not, a professional in this world, but when it comes to this, just as a user, just as a human who's seeking, some sort of way to find something online, they're going to have to be of service to a different, I won't say different community, but okay, so just like Facebook, for instance, it's becoming everything, right?
Yeah.
Or just like, let's talk about Amazon Prime, because I think that's better. So not only can you buy products on there, what did they just purchase?
Whole Foods.
So now you're going to get food for groceries. You can get everything you want on there. Amazon Prime, you can also get movies, correct? You can rent movies, you can buy movies. And music. So you go to Amazon Prime for all of these things. You go to Facebook if you want a social network. Now you can upload things to sell. So right, it's like a yard sale online. So now you can sell things on Facebook. You can go live on Facebook. You share photos on Facebook. Everyone in each model represents something different, right? So if Spotify, how are they going to stand out? What's going to be their niche? Because that whole music scene, they're going to have to be more than that, because Tidal and Apple have already sort of conquered that. So Spotify, good for you. You're onto something with all of your users. Maybe those who have already signed up, who have a free account, maybe you automatically make them Spotify members, but but for the first 6 months,
right?
And then maybe they offer more than just music. There's going to have to be something. What do they stand for?
Because these companies are paying so much money for the royalties, and so at some point something has got to go. Otherwise, the Beyoncés and the Jay-Z's are going to go on to something like Tidal, or even go on and
create their
other
own,
artists
like
will create
Tidal.
their own platforms.
And let's talk about numbers for Tidal real quick. So Tidal, Jay-Z bought Tidal for about $56 million.
Wow.
Couple of years later, flipped it, sold 33% to Sprint for $200 million.
Yes, he did.
And this was at first, Tidal wasn't doing so well. People were like, oh, it's tanking. It's not going to do well. Right now, they have 20 million subscribers. Spotify had 40 million. This was at the end of 2016.
Oh, wow.
And Apple Music had,
Now I think
wait, wrong numbers. Wait, let's back this up.
Back it up.
40 million for Spotify.
Okay.
Apple Music hit 20.
Okay.
And then Tidal had only 3 million.
Oh.
But again, with only 3 million subscribers, 33% is now worth $200 million.
That's awesome. See, when I think of Tidal, I step back and just think about all of these different streaming services. I think of Tidal as something that's more for that music guru, a platform for those who want much more than just to listen to free music on the background. Or if I put on Alanis Morissette, I'm going to get her song, but then it's going to jump to something of that genre. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
But for someone like Cornelia, who's going to want it, and I'm speaking
it's like
for
replacing the CD, right? The actual
just like
album.
I'm still a radio listener though. Like I'll go in and just listen to I'm good with that. I'm getting more into it. And, I'm in the business, so it's like I want to see those things exclusively, those videos, those short films. Now that those have become so popular, but.
Is it worth $9.99 a month?
Is it worth to me? Like I'm already paying that for my Dropbox account, my Vimeo account, the things that I need
they add
for
up.
work
And so I'm curious though what most people use to listen to music. I'm not on Spotify because I have Pandora.
Yeah.
And I'm somebody who every time an ad comes on, I'm like, I just need to pay so I don't have to listen to this 30-second advertisement.
I don't really care. I'm like,
but I don't pay for it and I listen to it and then I kind of tune it out for the 30 seconds.
Especially now that ads are becoming very personalized.
Yeah, because they know everything.
I'm
Big
Googling
brother.
Nordstrom Rack. All of a sudden, I'm getting ads about Nordstrom Rack's big sale. I'm into it. Advertisers love me, I'm sure.
But when you're going hard at the gym and you're like listening to like Rick Ross, and you're like, and then it's like, do you need a new car? And I'm like, I'm trying to get this gym in.
I am 3 minutes away from the end of my mile. Come on.
I'm just trying to get to over the hump.
I still don't even have though. If you go onto my phone, I have maybe like 5 songs downloaded. I've just never been like the one that's even in my household. Like Caesar's the one that curates.
Blue had a totally different lyric yesterday.
Like I'm blue, if I was green, I would die, which we found has been a controversy for not controversy, but just something people have talked about for so long. The real lyrics are dabba dee dabba die.
Dabba die.
But people have made it what they want to, and the meaning of that song, I guess, is very tragic as well. So, anyways, we digress.
Yeah.
But Spotify, in the end, what do you think is going to happen?
I think if they don't turn the tide and get artists more involved, because right now artists do have playlists that they make on Spotify, which are really good. I know President Obama had a couple. Taylor Swift put her music back on Spotify, which is a recent thing. Beyonce, again, her music goes on there. Eventually, they're going to have to team up with artists in some exclusive way to try to capitalize. Otherwise, they're going to be dead to the bed.
So maybe it's dead to the bed. So maybe it is. Maybe that will be their niche.
Maybe it's the new Katy Perry when she evolves into who she wants to be.
Oh, she is going for a different look. Quick question. You've been here at the station longer than Cornelia and I combined. Did we have
But I'm only 17.
But you're only 15. Did we have a certain playlist on Spotify? I know my old station did.
I think we do. I haven't seen it in a really long time. There was a period.
Our digital team, are they listening to us right now?
Sammy
Gallegos, Josh.
Do we have a Spotify account?
Or do we have a playlist? We do. Let's go over to Josh. Can you go ahead, Pedro, who's behind the camera? Let's go to Josh.
I know, Josh, you don't have a microphone.
Hold up all the good stuff on your
Come on. Do I need to
screen?
go next to him in order for him to hear?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, I'm going to go run over there to Josh. Because this is interesting. Dina, can you talk about when? Do you remember when? Was it during?
We created a Spotify account for something. What was it, Josh? I remember there was
Josh,
an event
do you remember?
happening.
We're putting you on the spot here.
Well, I think we can find it real fast.
We're going to try to look it up here. So This is Josh. You've seen him before. He's behind the computer now. This is Sammy Gallegos, also in the digital department. We love her. Yeah, she makes jokes. She's also been on Morning Blend in the past. You've seen her. So we're looking here, and if it's, I know we have one, but other stations you can see have them as well, which is interesting because what was the point in making one? It's so that you can tell our viewers, let's go on ABC 10, find our playlist, and it kind of shows our personality.
Yeah, it adds personality.
You know, if there's like a topic or, you know, an event going on that's kind of relevant to stuff that we're reporting on, we'll create a playlist kind of.
Well, maybe we did at one point. Doesn't look like we have it now, but we will get in on this
and
maybe create one like a Morning Blend or Extra Shot playlist. Would you guys like that?
Yes.
That would be fun. Cornelia and
maybe
Dina.
we can have all of our viewers give us song suggestions, and we can make an Extra Shot playlist.
Okay. Come this way. We're going to go back on stage. This
so how about that? Can we do an Extra Shot viewer fave? Yeah. And then we can each do our own. There's so many things you can do with Spotify in that regard. See, and that is a benefit of Spotify, right? Yeah. That's where it's different. Maybe we can each do our own individual personal playlist. We can do a group. But you can do so many things.
Or like a fun Friday playlist where like maybe that'll be
I'm already going to throw up myself and Director Ryan are going to be the country gurus.
Oh, that's
good. We'll add in the country music.
I'm more like TLC, Take Me to the 90s.
Ooh, classics.
I know that's you too, but you're like even more
I have
invested.
so many different ways. I can do a oldies, I can do a hip hop, I can do
a little Art LeBeau oldies.
I also could do a little Metallica and Seven Dust, which might surprise you.
Hey!
Or I could do a little Journey.
I went through a phase.
Journey's
classic. Okay, Steven says, and I want to ask Cornelia about this, talk about the streaming quality. Is there a difference in the quality in which you can stream all these different platforms?
From what I know, and this is the only part that I know, Tidal was the only one that offered an HD option, where the original streaming was $9.99, and I believe HD was $14.99.
Okay.
I'm not sure if Apple offered that or if Spotify offered that as well. But I know for a fact Tidal was, because when I got the free download for Lemonade, it was like, do you want HD? And I was like, nah.
Wow, they even get that specific?
Yeah. Wow.
It's like, no, I want standard. Of course, this day and age we want HD. I would think that would come with it, but now they're even nickel and diming us.
So Josh says he has a Spotify page open. Can you send us the link, Josh? Because I want to know what some of the songs are.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to remember why we started it. But start putting all of your suggestions for songs. Let's make an Extra Shot playlist.
That is awesome. Yeah, maybe after this we'll go live again.
With the
music and the list. Check out my Facebook page after this. Okay, I want to get to this last story before we wrap things up. Kim